Stand by, Manny, because we want to bring in Marcia Kramer once again. She's hearing from her sources down at NYPD and also City Hall. Marcia, what's your update?
Well, what I'm hearing now is that there was no permit for this. So that could raise another whole issue in terms of whether Kai Cenat is going to be charged with inciting a riot or something else. Manny, I wonder what your take is now on this, the fact that we've now learned exclusively that he didn't have a permit for this, and what will the police do in terms of taking action against him, and could he be liable for any of the damage?
I would suggest the answer, Marcia, is yes. If he didn't have a permit for this, and this happened, there is significant property damage. I'm sure there's some personal injury damage, and he himself apparently stepped out of or was speaking to the people. It's still unknown what he was saying, whether he was trying to pacify the crowds or whether he was inciting the crowds. That will have something to do with it as well. But the fact that he did not have a permit, he's given away 200 PlayStations. So obviously he expected at least 200 people there. Common sense dictates that there would be more than 200 people there, and thus you needed a permit. And he didn't, as you said, he didn't have a permit, and thus there's a liability issue as well as a criminality issue in that now all of this mess happened and you didn't notify the proper authorities.
Could he face criminal charges, Manny?
Manny might be, and I think he may, and it all depends on what what he was saying when he was speaking to the crowd. Was he telling them to be peaceful and disperse, or was he saying, other things that may have caused them to act more aggressively? And I think that and it will be discerned because as we speak, I'm sure the intelligence division of the NYPD is checking on any and all social media and resources that they have at their disposal to see exactly what he was saying and doing when he was talking to the crowd. So it depends on that, but at the very minimum, he might get a citation or some sort of other administrative violation for not requesting a permit and not obtaining a permit.
But what about the possibility of being charged with inciting a riot?
Well, again, I think that's going to depend on what he was saying and what he was saying on social media, what he was saying when he was on the scene, and what his behavior was throughout this marketing for this event and during the event and post the event. Because once he, wherever he's at now, it depends on what he says, posts, and things of this nature, how he reacts to this. And so it's going to be dicey, also given the fact that the Manhattan DA's office is very, very big on First Amendment and all these other things. It's a different administration, Marcia, as you well know. So,
all right.
It depends on that as well.
Okay, Manny, thanks for the insight.
Thank you.
We are going to continue to follow his progress, Kai Cenat, because he is being questioned by the police as we speak. So they have a ton of questions for him, as you can imagine.